Today I'm going to show you how I make my smoothie and what I fortify it with. I use loose herbal powders, which are ashwagandha, black maca, wild yam, bladderwhack, kelp, and burdock root. I use those and I put them in these little small vials to make it easy to dispense them when it's time for me to make my smoothie. It's a part of a prep that I do for my smoothies. And I use cinnamon as well. And then I use a trio seed, which is flax, chia, and hemp. I I grind those seeds. I don't grind the hemp, but I grind the flax and the chia separately, and then I mix them all together, which makes my trio. Then I do what I call my herbal tea, which is comprised of soursop, neem, nettle, horsetail, cleavers, moringa leaf, and mullein, and dandelion, and hawthorn. I comprise them all together, and then I steep them with heat anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, and then I strain. And then as you can see here, this is the tea that I use as my base. Now that's what I put together, and then once I steep it, I use that as my base. I used to use milk, not hemp milk, but almond milk, and in the beginning I used water, I used milk, and then I migrated to tea. Someone shared with me it was a great way to get your tea in, and I've never looked back. So the next slide you'll see is where it's all condensed and how I use it when it's time to make my smoothie. Now here we are. For my smoothie, I use pineapple, I use blueberries. You can use whatever fruit that you want, but this is what I use. And then I use my bananas. And then I also put dates in my smoothie, and I just put my trio seeds in there. And then I use cinnamon, my loose herb, my powdered herb, and I squeeze a half a lemon in. And then I'll pour my tea in. As I mentioned, this is what I use as my base. Whatever you desire to use as your base, feel free to do so. But I wanted to share with you how I fortified my tea in addition to the fruit that I use. And then you blend it up, serve it up, and enjoy. I hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, continued blessings.